Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to choose the stone that draws you, the one that resonates with your intuition. And we'll begin. For those of you who chose the turquoise stone, and we will do a golden nugget card at the end, by the way, for further clarification. Look at this. We have major arcana. Wow. Somebody's talking to you. Whoa. Okay. Because we've got the Hermit. A lot of times a message from the other side or from your higher self, from source. We have the Ace of Swords. And that a lot of times is the same. It's like source is offering you truth, a clarity. Inspiration, an epiphany. Or maybe just great clarity in your thinking. Sometimes it truly is a message, like you're hearing it through your thoughts, but it's not just through your thoughts. This is coming through a higher source or a messenger or a guide. And because, the Hermit, that's a powerful major arcana. And the Hermit is all about what's between you and source. What's between you and the divine, I should say that. That's all about that. Nobody else. The Hermit isolates himself to hear better, to have a richer spiritual life, to transcend the cares of this existence. So when the Hermit comes up, it would be great if you look inside, if you check with yourself, if you know that sometimes the real wisdom is not out there. Most of the time, actually, the real wisdom is inner. And apparently there's something new coming into your life with this Empress, something new and quite life-giving that Source is bringing in. And I feel like it's very positive. I feel like you should feel very positively about it. Well, and two, when you see the Ace of Swords, see, this is sometimes called the Sword of Victory because you do have the laurel crown, the victory crown, right? And there's a sense that peace is brought with the Ace of Swords as well. It is a sword, but clarity of conviction sometimes. But this is a terrific reading, you guys. I don't know what it is Source is trying to birth into your life, or you and Source together. That's the way it's always got to be. But I think checking inside or spending a little time reflecting or, and maybe even sort of blocking out all of the opinions of everybody else for a little while here. I don't know if that's today or this week or at this time in your life, sort of just putting all that aside, and even putting aside what your reasoning mind sometimes, the part of your mind that wants to worry and overanalyze everything, putting that aside too, because this is definitely a spiritual truth. So, ground is ripe for something beautiful to be coming in. For those of you who chose the moonstone, we have, more major arcana, the High Priestess, the Moon, the King of Wands. So the Moon is about your intuition. The High Priestess is about your intuition. I don't know how else the cards could tell you that your intuition is just terrific right now. It's very strong, it's strengthened. And there may be some things you just know, and you couldn't even say how you know them. The High Priestess, she doesn't talk. She does speak telepathically. So it's almost like there may be a message, there may be a thought that you just can't get rid of. You know what I love about Source is it's endless. It's endless, and love for us is endless. We don't ask for nearly as much as we could receive. We don't ask and expect and have faith that we'll receive. A lot of times we maybe don't feel worthy. But that's so not true. It doesn't matter what anyone's history is either, or their current status. Each human being is so infinitely precious. If I've heard anything overriding from Source in all these years, it's that you cannot even imagine how infinitely precious one human being is. So, if you don't have the clarity about this, if you're looking at this and saying, well, I don't feel it, I don't feel like I have a strong intuition, or I don't feel like I have clarity or a knowing, or if you're looking at this and thinking, I have a hunch that I'm hearing, but I'm not sure, then ask for more clarity. You can ask. You can ask for as much clarity as you want. You can ask for a sign and expect it will come. You can ask for things to gel. You can ask for things to gel while you sleep, maybe a dream. And that clarity will come. And you may really need it because, the moon is saying things might be a little bit murky. It might be a little hard to see the path. It might be a little tough to see what's ahead. But the moon card says, you don't need to. Your intuition is strong enough to guide you. You just need the next step. So sometimes that's what we're getting with our intuition, the next step. And that's it. And that's enough. Sometimes what we're getting is just a deep sense that it's going to be okay. Like our mind wants to go and think about this and think about that. But deep down, if we check with our gut, we just know it's going to be all right. We've got the King of Wands, so there may be some fire and purpose in you too, and it's mature fire and purpose. Like I'm going this way. Maybe your intuition, maybe for many of you, the intuition is about something you've already known, and these cards are just telling you, yes, you do have it by intuition. Yes, keep going. Yes, keep hanging tight to your purpose. Because that's what the King of Wands does. And by the way, the King of Wands can enjoy it. The King of Wands would be the guy who goes into it saying, I know I'm going to do this thing. I have before. I've overcome before. I've pushed through before. I've achieved before. I've wowed people before. I know I can do this. So I love that. This is great energy. Just terrific energy. Look at that. Did you guys see that? There was a fourth underneath. The Four of Wands. I didn't see that. Okay, so the Five of Wands was underneath. And so there could be some internal conflict or even some conflict between you and other people about your main purpose, about where you're going. This is mainly where I'm headed kind of thing. Well, if that's the case, then these cards are most definitely saying, you know in your gut what's right. You honor that, regardless of whether there's internal conflict or external conflict. So very interesting. For those of you who chose the green stone, more major arcana, and again 4. What is it? I don't think my cards are sticky, but I'm picking 4 a lot of times. Well, Source obviously wants me to take more time with these readings. And when you have 3 major arcana, I have no idea where there are 3. Wow. All of the readings today are wow readings. Oh my gosh. So we have the Judgment Angel, good judgment, clarity. We have decision making often. The Nine of Swords is obviously, that's our shadow card, right? Just like the Five of Wands was our shadow card in the last one. So the Nine of Swords is saying, Source is saying, gosh, don't worry about that, please. You do have clarity and good judgment. You will be able to make decisions that are good and right and just and fair and bring joy, So this Sun card, well, that can be just great clarity, but there is a sense of lightness to it, like a weight off your shoulders, or there's a sense of the sun is smiling upon you. The sun is shining upon you. You're blessed. There can be a carefree feeling with that sun card. Wow. You've got a lot of help right now. The Justice card, I don't know if something's been unfair to you lately or something needs balancing, something needs to be made more fair. And whether that's in your life or an issue you're aware of in someone else's life that's concerning to you, it looks like there's a lot of power for justice right now as well. There may be for some of you a situation where you are seeing something as unfair and you're saying, no, that's not right. And your judgment falls on that. You know it's true. You have clarity about that. And this might be the moment at which you make a decision then that is quite freeing. But it may be something that, change, decisions, can create worry, right? Can keep us up at night. This card always says, if you're tempted to try to figure out every little last thing and plan every last thing, please don't do it when you're tired. Please don't do it when you're under the weather. Please don't. All you're going to get yourself is sleeplessness, Wait till you're rested. This is saying you've got great clarity. The sun is just shining upon your decision making. Yeah. You've got it. You've got it. You've got all kinds of help here. You've got angelic help here. You've got help from justice. You've got all kinds of help here. And approval. So maybe there is a decision you've been having a hard time making, or something you've, not wanted to believe about a situation or someone else, something about injustice that you haven't wanted to believe, but now you're saying, yeah, this isn't fair. This isn't right. So I think you have a lot of help from the other side in making a decision that will help you restore some justice. And Justice card can also be about balance in your own life. So excellent cards. My gosh, excellent cards. Okay, if anybody wants a little further clarification, let's see what the Golden Nugget card is. The Page of Coins. All right. Well, the Page of Coins, he is humble. He simply wants to do something that increases his own security, perhaps the security of others as well, but he just wants to produce something. He wants to manifest something. He just begins. He doesn't need to have all of the answers. Sometimes he's making something physical and tangible. Of course, money in the bank account's physical and tangible too. But he has a beginning. Now that Page of Coins can really turn into something great. The Page of Coins can mature into the Knight of Coins, which is daily effort, faithfully toward that goal, and the King or Queen of Coins, which is really nice security and stability in manifesting something that increases your security. And I always say coins can be health or wealth, or any number of things that actually increase your physical, tangible security. But it looks like you've got a good start with something here. I like the pages too, because sometimes we get these major readings and we go, oh my gosh, what is going on? What should I be doing? Source, we want to know. And then we get something like the page, which is sort of, you've already begun. It's okay. Just keep going. Follow it through. So I like the pages. All right. Well, I thank you all so very, very much. You have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.